have been on a program. And now being 66 years of age, I have to watch what I eat and not eat as much bad food as I used to. So now since I have been on this program, it's have been working for me. I wanted to be able to fit into some of my suits and not look like a stuffed pig, if that's all right with your church. And so now there's times that I get out of the shower and I walk before my wife. I walk in front of her and I say, baby, do you see anything changing on me? You know, I turn to the side so that this is how men do it. They turn to the side to see if there's any improvement. You see, church, sometime in our lives, we still have young children. We have one 11-year-old daughter who will challenge you daily, and she will challenge you at night. There's times that we say, well, we are now of age and that we should not have to deal with your mouth in the manner for which we are dealing with. But we need to understand that we was once elected. And I'm sure that we wasn't just going out in the yard shooting marbles and not saying some things from our mouth and our lips that God was not pleased with. Can I talk to you just a little while in here today? You know, church, it is a process. And what I want to say to you today is that when you think about waiting in order to gain some strength, there's a few stories in the Bible that I want to share with you today to just cut through the chase, if that's all right with you, church. My brothers and sisters, there was a young man that I need you to understand that sometime in our lives, there's always going to be opposition. That opposition is going to be something between where God wants. There was a young man by the name of Joseph who he was dressed a little better than his brothers was. So they decided with jealousy that we are going to kill this fool. When they saw him from afar off, they plotted to kill him, but one of the brothers said, no, let's not kill him, but let us throw him in the pit. Now they throw Joseph in the pit, my brothers and sisters. And now when they see the Israelites coming by, some strangers, one of them decided, hey, let's sell him to them. I want to paraphrase, but I'm going to get you there in a moment, church. And now they sell him to these strangers, and he ends up in a place called Egypt. And when he arrived there, the captains of the guard, Potiphar's, he bought Joseph, my brothers and sisters. But he saw something about Joseph that was very special, and he wanted Joseph to be a part of his household. So now he gave Joseph the duties of handling his household and everything that he owned, my brothers and sisters. But now here it is, because he saw that the Lord was with Joseph. Just like 14 years at Straightway, there is something about Pastor and First Lady Justin that God had already foreseen for a long time before he ever called them to pastor this church. And now here we have Joseph, to where he is one who isn't making things more better than it was before Potiphar's ever knew him. Here's a woman Is there something between you and where God wants you to go? And now when she get rid of all of the house guests and all of the people who take care of the house, and she wants Joseph to sleep with her. But Joseph refused to sleep with Potiphar's wife. He said, listen here, your husband have put me over everything. He don't even know what he got himself. But it's one thing that he have not given me, and that is you, his wife. And now here to where she grabs on to Joseph and he slips out of his robe. He leaves some garment behind. And now this woman calls the people in and say, hey, that she tells him that Joseph tried. Now Potiphar knew that his wife was lying because he knew that the Lord was with Joseph. But he had to do what he had to do, so he threw Joseph in prison. And now Joseph ends up in prison with two of Pharaoh's boys. He ended up in there with the baker and the butler. And he said to the butler, he said, when you get out of here, remember me. But now here it is, 2 years later, when the butler remembered him. And now, church, as I go ahead and speed forward, I need you to hear this, that when Joseph died, and there was a new Pharaoh in town, he no longer acknowledged the Hebrew. He was a handsome young man, and Moses started to weep. Oh God, here it is now. And now here it is that God had somebody in place, and guess who it was? It was Moses' sister to say, do you want God will set up some things for you, Pastor, but just like he have already done. And now guess what? The girl go and get Moses' mama to nurture him and go and let him get some milk, my brothers and sisters. And now when he gets old enough, she gives him back to the Pharaoh's daughter. And now Moses is in a big old mansion and he's living like a rich Egyptian, but he was not an Egyptian. Oh God. And one day when he goes out and he sees one of the Egyptians beating on one of his boys, he killed that Egyptian and buried him in the sand. Oh God. And when he goes out again and he sees two of his boys fighting each other, I'm paraphrasing to where when he gonna break up the fight, one of them says, so are you gonna kill me the way you did the Egyptians? And now Moses knew that there was a snitch in the bunch. So he go ahead and he leave Egypt. And he find himself out there. And he will lead in his father-in-law's flock. I'm leaving out a whole lot of stories so that I can go ahead and close this word. But Moses is now on the backside of the mountains. And he hears a voice coming from a burning bush. And he called Moses twice. He said, Moses, Moses. And Moses said, here I am. And he told him to take off your sandals. The ground you standing on is holy ground. I dare somebody in here to know that when you step in Straightway, you are on holy ground. Go ahead and kick them off. And now here we go. Moses, he got an assignment of blood. Remember, I'm jet to and through it. He said, go down and tell that evil Pharaoh to let my people go. And Moses, he said they won't believe me. But who am I? I can't even speak good. I'm a boy from Fort Gibson, Mississippi. I got that grandma, but I still you get the word out to God too. Is there anybody with me today? Moses go down and tell Pharaoh. God. He kept on refusing to do what God said do. But before that, God asked Moses, well, what is that in your hand? Oh Lord, he says a rod. He said, throw it down. When you threw it down, it turned into a snake. But on Pharaoh had. He had some boys that threw down their rod, and they turned into a snake. But God told Moses, he said, pick it up by the tail, and tell everybody. It can be right in a home reach. He was trying to get you, but one thing that you got to know is that God, He's the one that will protect you. He's the one that will lift you up when you're falling down. Now hear this, but God, He sent 10 plagues upon Pharaoh, and now He wouldn't let him go until God give the firstborn of all the Egyptians and the Israelites. They look around and say, my son is still living, but I smell is real smelly across the road. Now hear this, church. But God, He led them out of bondage. They had been there for 400 years, but they were weak. But now they started to get straighter. He led them, oh Lord, to the Red Sea, and they had Pharaoh on their trail, and they did not have nowhere to go. And God told Moses, my outstretch be your rod, and He opened up the Red Sea and gave them a dry crossing. What I'm showing you is there's always something between you and where God I want you to go. Can I preach in here before I go home? Oh God, He gave them a dry crossing. When they got to the other side, they didn't even have mud between their toes. And now, here's Joshua. He is, oh Lord, He told him, my son, Moses is dead. And tell anybody, I need you to lead this army. Now Joshua, in the 6th chapter, he's standing there. And he's looking out over the horizon. And there's something standing between them and the promised land. What is this something? It was called Jericho. And now Joshua could have went around and went on to the promised land. But he could have left a whole lot of enemies that was on his tail. So God, He gave Joshua Joshua some instructions. But just then, he gave to Pastor Johnson. He said, I need you to get 7 priests with 7 ram horns. I need them in the front of the ark. And then get the real God. I need you for 6 days. Just go around that wall and don't say nothing. Just let the priest blow their trumpet. But on the 7th day, I need you to go around for 7 times. But listen to me, church. When you're marching, don't just be quiet. You may not say nothing, but praise God that He brought you through. Praise God that He been here for you. Praise God that He your deliverer. Praise God that He lift you up. Praise God that He dry your tears. And there's somebody in the room today, and now on that 7th time that they go around that wall, that everything have to be in order. You see, some folk they're just out of order. You say the 7th time when you hear the trumpet blow, open up your mouth. Is there anybody in here that needs something from God? Open up your mouth and tell me what it is. Open up your mouth and praise God like you do it. Okay. Okay, I'll let y'all go home. The Bible say that the walls fell down flat. You don't know the power that's in your praise. But hear this, church. In our text, I have to go there. These Israelites, they are in exile by the Babylonians. These are the same folk that every time God brings them out of something, they do worse the next time around. Every time one good king or judge dies, somebody else take over. Hear this. These Israelites were sinning time after time after time after time after time after time after time. Hear this. They thought God no longer was concerned with their well-being. But you have to remember that He is the creator of heaven and earth and everything therein. Yes, sir. That it belongs to God. And He is a God of love. Yes. Hear this, church. For God so loved the world that He sent His only begotten Son to die for all of between. I want you to go hear this. But they are straight in waiting. Yes, Lord. Now He's down at the Jordan River and he's baptizing them out of the Old Testament now. He's baptizing them. And now this man named Jesus comes down and he say, baptize me. I'm paraphrasing. And John is like, no. You Jesus was baptized by John the Baptist. And the Bible say that immediately when he came up out of the water, the heavens opened to him. Oh, glory. There was a voice came and say, this is my beloved son of whom he said, this is my beloved son of whom I am well pleased. Okay, hear this. In the book of Matthew, it said, now, since the days of John the Baptist, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence. Understanding and knowledge him all our ways, and he will direct our path. If you believe that, go ahead and say, the Lord in my life and my salvation, whom shall I fear? If you believe that, say, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I know there are oppositions. I know there are going to be walls. I know there are going to be road. But I'm going to trust in the Lord with all my heart. If you really trust the Lord, I got one more little story to tell before I go put the microphone down. The Lord, that same Jesus, that one on his person. They sit in this way. The same Jesus, he did not rule the world. They even put on him a foreign robe. Anybody in him today, they took our Lord and our Savior. They stretched him wide. They put nails through his hands. They put nails through his feet. They armed now for him. Oh Lord, he died just so they could be sure. They pierced him in his side. The blood and water came streaming down. They took our Lord and they laid him in the middle of a rock. Oh Lord, you were there. They covered that rock with the rock. You were there. Oh, Friday night. You were there. Oh, they Saturday. You were there. Oh, Saturday night. But now, the rock of ages, he got up in the middle of that rock. He rolled that rock to the side. He walked out of that rock. He was there. They say they wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. So when they run, they won't get weary. When they walk, they will not faint. How many of you know that an eagle? What the eagle does, he spreads his wings. I'm done. As he go into the storm, he spreads his wings in the wind, gets under his wings and lifts him above the storm. Why do you think the eagle don't mess around with little birds? It's the eagle that's pecking at him in ministry, pecking at him in the church. Why do you think he still just gets down on his knees and he pray for you? Why is that? Because he's gaining altitude. He's gaining altitude. See, a small bird can't breathe way up there. So the eagle, he don't even bother fighting with him. He just continue to soar. How many of you in here? He had a rock, big old rock in front of it. Our rock of ages. Our Lord of Lord, our King of Kings. Got up in the middle of that rock. When the lady showed up and looked, the rock had already been rolled away. If you truly trust God and stop lying to yourself, but truly trust God. And then when things get so tough, you pick back up the thing that you claim you had given to God. Now guess what? You have put yourself where you need it for. Until you find yourself at your lowest low. That you put yourself there. Just as these Israelites did. Oh, he don't care about us no more. He's no longer concerned about us. He cares about you. He wouldn't have sent his only begotten son. But I want Pastor and First Lady to stand before this audience, please. Because this encouraging word, not sermon, encouraging word for you today. It was letting you know, church, that Pastor and First Lady, they are visionaries. Yes, they are. There's something that God do. Pray and ask God to strengthen him. Yes. Because there's times that we will fall weak. As fast as we put out one fire. As fast as we stop one argument. As fast as we go to your house and knock on your door and say, get back in the house. Then there's a new fire rising. Their jobs are tough. Oh, Pastor, I feel good. I feel like giving them 200. We gave you 200 off, and I feel like giving 200 more to them. Just thinking about it. Can you get somebody with a card? You have a card reader, right? Their jobs is not us. It looked to you. That's right. That's right. Or seen. Yeah. That's so true. Because every one of your problems is right up on their backs. That's right. Every one of your issues is right up on their backs. How feel about their congregant that's suffering with an addiction.
All right, come on.
And they do so well. They're good people. How do you feel when he looked you in your face and you are under the influence once again? You want to be on a road to where you don't see many people travel. When the pot is jumping and there's so many folk in there and they are off the hook, you're in the wrong spot. All right. What I want you to do, if that's okay, a little bit. I don't want any one of you who's not a prayer warrior to lay your hands on the pastor's shoulder or first lady nowhere. I don't even want you to touch them at all. Because there's something taking place in here.